Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dreamhack Summer 2011. And it's time for a little bit of Sjow versus July. That is a match that, you know what, a lot of people have been looking forward to all day long.
I've been looking forward to it all day long.
I know. You and I just horked down some food to sustain us as we continue casting on. Keep in mind, we are finishing up these remaining two groups. Then we will be doing the bracket selection, the group choosing ceremony. The top two from each group are going to advance, be seated into a single elim bracket. We'll find out what the matchups are at dinner time, and then we will go straight into the quarterfinals after that.
Indeed, and just looking over groups E and F for you guys that don't have it in front of you like I do. Bisu, Fury, Huck, Lalush, Moon, and Tarson in Group E, and then going over to Group F, we have Hazrobs, Julyzerg, EG's Machine, Dingta Sjow, Serious Sushi, which kind of came in out of the tournament in Holland and has qualified for this, which is a big stepping stone for him really in his career, and also obviously Mouse Thorzane. And looking over some results already, we have Julyzerg now versus Sjow. Julyzerg 2-1 versus Hazrobs, dropping a game versus pretty much arguably one of the best Germans in StarCraft 2, and also dropping a game against Thorzane, so not clean victories for Julyzerg.
Yeah. And keep in mind, Sjow and July do have a lot of history. Sjow taking a bunch of games off July at MLG Columbus. So coming into this match, Sjow should have a good amount of confidence. And July, of course, always a confident player, but had a shaky series against Thorzane. Thorzane pushed him to the brink in all those games. Both players are ready, so we're going to go into the match right now. The first game is going to be on GSL Crevasse. Let's hear it for Sjow and July. I know you're rooting for Sjow. You have your fancy Team Dignitas shirt on. The game is loading. Map is Crevasse. I personally think that this is a great map for Zergs, especially if they can maintain that aggressive edge.
Well, the European champion here, Sjow, Intel Extreme Masters champion, is on the left-hand side of Crevasse as the red town, and in the right-hand side we have the Golden Mouse winner, ST Julyzerg.
And I'm curious, both these two are huge crowd favorites. If you would like the winner to be the man from Korea, give a cheer for Star Tales July! But of course, if you're from Sweden and you would like the man from Sweden to take the game down, give a cheer for Sjow!
And Sjow needs to win this, Sean.
Yes, Sjow apparently under a lot of pressure. He does not know that, though, because that would be a weird tournament if he was within earshot.
He lost 0-2 versus Thorzane a little bit earlier, and that's not really exactly where Sjow would like to be, and especially against a rival Swede, but he is against Julyzerg now. This is his chance to shine, as you mentioned, beating Julyzerg or taking games off him in MLG, and now we are going to see Sjow open up. Most likely his style, he prefers to go for a very fast command center on this map, but Julyzerg, with that early overload, will be able to get the key information on scouting that command center very, very early on.
These are the actual worst positions for a Terran player on this map. Note that this backdoor expansion easily harassable by Mutalisk. July just floats over directly from his own main, and if for some reason Sjow decided to counter push, July can stop the harassment and pull right back to defend with extreme ease. Look at how close the attack and defense positions are by air. So July will be throwing down that expansion hatchery at the back, and look at this, making 2 more drones and then making an extractor, and then is going to follow it up with a spawning pool.
And he's going to get that extractor. The timing of it, the extractor there before the spawning pool will be so he can upgrade his zerglings with the speed upgrade. And as you were saying, the point about the positions of both these players, I mean, between this natural where the command center is going to be built now and the possible third base of Sjow, that's actually a long walking distance for Marines, for Thors, for anything. And it's going to be very hard to defend on multiple fronts against any Mutalisk style. And Julyzerg is very keen to use Mutalisk in every matchup he plays here.
We do see that he will be getting, as you were saying, a good amount of gas early, but probably won't be able to do too much pressure to Sjow. As we see, he does have a wall off fairly already established. We are seeing one Vespene geyser go down, a second geyser going down, and this one Overlord has already spotted the early expand and the ultra-fast refinery. So that's going to be a big signal to July that Sjow's going to be doing a tech-focused opening. Sjow does not really ever do an SCV scout, as we see still playing totally in the dark. but is very deliberate with his creative unit mixes.
Yeah, he even knows where July Zerg is now, so he doesn't really need to go out and scout the position he is because he saw the Overlord early on. And July Zerg's basically just going to drone up very heavily now. He's seen that gas has been taken, therefore he knows there's not going to be any early marine pressure whatsoever, so he can go ahead, and he's actually got, you know, 2 Overlords in horrible positions, but because he knows of that refinery that they can't be taken down anytime soon, and is only building well, actually, he's got 4 links in total. Will control the Zell. Naga Tower is very important. The 2 on the left-hand side, because they are in between him and Sjow, and will hopefully pop up that ramp and scout. What does he see on the ramp? Is it going to be the reactors we can see now? Is it the factory? Does it have a starport? Stuff like this.
Now we see, I actually have to close the production tab to show you this Overlord that's hanging out in the top left corner. July could use that to sneak in, but oh, look at this. July taking an early Baneling nest, making nothing but Zerglings at this point in time. Keep in mind, this is a rich Vespene gas geyser. You see that remaining gas dropping by 6 each time. That will allow July to maximize the amount of drones he has mining minerals while still having enough gas to do a gigantic Baneling bust. But it looks like there's the trade-off going down for Sjow. He looks like he's getting a very fast reactor. And oh no, Sjow is going in.
Sjow has no idea about this. As you mentioned, he hasn't scouted early on. He has no idea. Into the bunker, and there the Banelings are being morphed. And can Sjow hold this? He has absolutely no idea. He's actually building a second bunker because July Zerg is renowned for this early pressure. And it looks like 2 Hellions might be able to get the scouting information.
Oh, and he sees the Banelings. He needs to lift the supply depot. He needs to lift the supply depot, and he does manage to do it in time. But the depot is going down. The bunker is next to fall. A lot of Zerglings streaming into the main, and more Zerglings getting rallied in. But these 2 Hellions are not being controlled. And they get taken down. 1 more Hellion popping out for Sjow, who is in a terrible position. He needs to micro perfectly if he wants to hope to stay alive, but July Zerg botches the all-in attack, loses all his Zerglings.
Wow, but
more are coming in.
Yeah, more are coming in, but 16 in production. A lot of SCVs are going down, but I know because this is so aggressive, July Zerg doesn't have that many SCVs or workers of his own. What Sjow needs to do is complete the wall off again. This is really bad. He needs to lift that. He could have lifted that second factory up and walled this off. And now the next stream of Zerglings are going to go in so easily.
Oh, but there they stream right on in. An SCV inside that bunker, but we're seeing those Hellions are popping out 3 at a time. If Sjow can control this perfectly, he could kill this off and be in a big advantage. But there's the surround doing key damage.
And that's, well, looking at the supply tab now, still 23 SCVs versus 23, but a lot more going down. Does he have enough to hold on here? Even more coming in. Still has not completed the wall off. This is so bad for Sjow, and more Zerglings are streaming in. July Zerg tasting this win. And can he be able to hold these? Hellions are going to just about survive.
Sjow has 4 Hellions. 2 of them are really low on health. In production, we're seeing nothing but Zerglings getting made. Sjow has actually stopped SCV production, and if Sjow could just take this wall off, make it solid, he would be in great shape. Sjow is not giving up yet. We see that he has only 14 workers, needs to control this perfectly. Zerglings don't even care that they're all falling down. He is taking out more and more and more SCVs.
And another wave comes in to continue the damage, and the SCV count, it tells the story, 11 versus 30 drones. And July Zerg, playing very smartly, is not going to continue from here, knows he's done an incredible amount of damage, actually goes ahead and continues with drones, and is adding on a Roach Warren here.
Now, this is an almost impossible situation for Sjow. He's been microing it as well as he could have, but as you pointed out, that one fundamental mistake. There are Zerglings attacking something. There it is, the rocks right there. We see 8 roaches in production.
9.
July wants to end this.
July Zerg's just going to change from Zerglings streaming over to roaches. And what does Sjow have in production? Hellions. What does Sjow have out on the map? Hellions. And now this counterattack of Lings going in again. Sjow's going to have to turn around and... Oh, this is so bad for Sjow.
So painful to see again and again. Sjow having completely wide open front, and we see the roaches slowly marching their way in.
And as soon as he sees the roaches, he'll tap out for sure. There's no way he can combat all these roaches and lings with pure Hellions and SCVs. Even though he does have a good amount of Hellions, they just can't beat these. And unfortunately for Sjow, he's going to see these now and be like, oh, god damn it.
Looks like there he is getting a surprisingly good angle, picking off a lot of roaches actually, and there he is roasting through them. Sjow not giving up yet, getting in some really good angles, but as the zerglings stream in, Roach Ling is not going to be too difficult for July to win with. We see he's at 80 food. Sjow refusing to give up, and Sjow known for getting a little frustrated when he has losses like this, not giving up, but definitely not going to go into the next game in the best mental state.
Yeah, I mean, the last Hellion is going to go down now. Ling's in the main mineral line. There's nothing Sjow can do now. He's got 2 Hellions in production, but more waves and waves of units are coming out. A tank does come, but he doesn't have siege. It's going to be very hard to hold it, especially if July Zerg just waits with all these units outside and goes in as one. There is nothing he can do now.
I mean, who does Sjow think he is, Tarson? He is
Sjow is not going to hold this one.
He is refusing to leave this game. He has lost the Expo Command Center in July. Going in for the killing blow. Good game. Sjow down 0-1. July taking another win with his hyper-aggressive style. What we've seen from July is that those same attacks that cause him really fancy wins early on can often completely backfire for him.
And Sjow has had not very much success with, against Zerg for a long time now. Has been struggling with that. His best matchup by far is TVT, followed by TVP. His weakest is TVZ, and it has been for a while. And now that the Zerg is up and coming and doing, having a lot better results in tournaments, this is definitely his weakness. It's going to be very hard to overcome that, to beat July Zerg, as July Zerg makes hardly any mistakes and is so aggressive. And we're going to have to see, can Sjow pull it back, though? I mean, he's won the European Championship with IEM. He has what it takes to be a winner, so can he do it?
I mean, a real problem with Terran versus Zerg is the fact that really any unit mix that Zerg goes for has a lot of versatility. If you go for the Ling, Baneling, Mutalisk composition, that works great against the Marine tank mix. That works great against mech. And obviously, if you try to do anything cute with Banshees in there, or with a lot of drops, the Mutalisk are going to be good against that as well. Even the Nest T-style big Roach openings are quite effective. So, Sjow needs to play very carefully and have a very solid, stable mix. It's going to be less about these cute, deliberate unit mixes that Sjow relies on.